in your opinion, what was the most cathartic babyface win, whether it's wrestling or Dragon Ball? You got Goldberg beating Hogan at freaking on Nitro 98. That's one of my favorite. I love watching that. But it's like,
There's
what
a
is the most
lot.
cathartic? The one that like gets you like the most thrilled to see, like, oh, like the babyface got his comeuppance, whether it's Gohan Cell, anything from wrestling that you've seen. And you compare, we're gonna compare the two.
Well, for me, it's a little bit different than a lot of people. For Dragon Ball, Gohan and Cell is one of them. Even the Majin Buu one was beautiful because everybody helped. Everybody put their arms up, and that was a beautiful scene. Like people who shit on the Buu arc, yes, I do think the Cell arc is probably better, but the finish of the Buu arc, I think, makes up for a lot of the mistakes.
Unmatched.
Right, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful story. With wrestling, there's a lot of satisfying moments. For me, I'm going to tell you the one that resonated with me as a kid. This is
Yeah.
when I was a kid. WrestleMania 10,
Mm-hmm.
Madison Square Garden. At WrestleMania 9, it was Bret Hart, my favorite wrestler of all time, against Yokozuna.
Kozuna.
Fucking Mr. Fuji throws the salt in Bret's eyes. Yoko pins him 1, 2, 3, takes the title, holds it for a year. Hogan beat him right
Hogan.
after, and
Yeah.
that's not the cathartic part. A year goes by, WrestleMania 10, the double Royal Rumble finish. Bret Hart has to wrestle Owen in the opening match and come back for the finish. Bret Hart's already hurt. Owen
Ooh.
beats him. That match, Yoko and Bret, is the second one at WrestleMania
Oh
10
yeah.
is so underrated. I remember this because I actually got emotional when I got emo as fuck
When
because that's my
Owen
favorite
came out at
wrestler.
the end.
Well, I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but no. Brett comes off the top. Yoko catches him in a belly to belly. And this is
Yeah.
568 pounds.
Damn.
And the way he did this belly to belly, the whole ring shook. Boom. And Jerry Lawler and Vince were like, that's got to be it. Drags him to the corner, goes for the bonsai, slips. Watch that clip again when the fucking ref counted, when Roddy Piper counted 3, the explosion from that crowd. And then Lex Luger comes out and stares at Brett because he thought it was going to be his night, shakes
Yeah.
his hand. All the baby faces come out and they hold Brett up just like they did with Cody at 40. And
Hmm.
then Owen comes out and he says, "What about me?"
What about me? Yeah. Ah,
That ending, WrestleMania 10, that ending, bro. And I'm saying for me because I was 9 years old and I watched that with so much glee. There's other ones, but I'm picking one that hit
resonated with you the
me
most.
when I
Yeah.
was a kid. Yeah, I wanted to go back to when I was a
And
kid.
I
Yeah,
like
that's a
that
good
yours
one.
is unique. Yours is unique. It's from the new gen era. A lot of people would pick like probably
Well, Bret
Austin,
Hart's
like
my favorite wrestler. I
yeah,
mean, but
like
also another one, Hulk Hogan and Sergeant Slaughter, WrestleMania 7.
oh
I
the
love
war.
that match. Dude, I love that match because talk about heat.
Oh,
Randy Savage and Andre the Giant, which are Hogan's previous two like big heel enemies at
mhm.
WrestleMania. Slaughter busted him open, beat his ass the whole match. But when he put the Iraqi flag over Hogan, that's what caused the Hulk
Ooh.
up. Oh, what a
And then it
great
was in the
match,
midst of the
bro.
war too, so it had
It was it was
it was
it
getting
was
heat
right
across the
after the
world.
war.
It
Yeah,
was getting
yeah,
heat
yeah,
across the
yeah.
world.
And then the thing that pisses a lot of people off is when Hogan beat him, Gorilla Monsoon goes, finally the war is over. And it's
The
like,
war is
dude,
over, brother.
like in that world of wrestling, nothing that George Bush did in the real world matters. Hogan beating Slaughter was the end. But I'm just saying
Ridiculous.
that was a satisfying one too. Austin beating Rock at 15 when he stuns Vince at the end. There's a
Ah,
lot of them, man.
there is.
WrestleMania is the season finale. Bro, you got to watch Cobra Kai. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it. WrestleMania is like the season finale of wrestling, and that's the way it should be. Just like how in Dragon Ball you got arc finales,
The
and they're
big villain
the
fights.
the
I like that
big
you
the
brought up
big.
WrestleMania 10 as well. Like it seems
I
like
love that show.
every like WrestleMania 10, 20, 30, 40, they all have like big like endings. Like
Babyface
I know
wins.
like with the
Yeah,
Benoit thing, like you got, but even that ending, like apart from that, like
beautiful
let's
ending.
yeah,
Apart from what
beautiful.
he did, beautiful
Yeah.
ending.
His
And I
kids,
was
his
at
wife came
30.
out.
I was at 30 with Brian, and
Brian,
that
yeah.
was great too. The whole people doing the yes chant, that was emotional.
That was the one that Taker's streak ended, right? Dude,
Yeah,
I remember,
that's one of my favorite shows I've ever been to live because that's a historic ass show,
dude, that
bro.
was freaking gutting. Like his streak going away, bro. I was like, oh my gosh.
I have a picture. If you want me, I'll show it to you later. I
Yeah,
have a
go ahead.
picture. I was with my girl when the 3 count happened. My girl back then, and Taker lost, and she took a picture of me and I was like this, like from the side, like this, and I swear to God, she's like, and everyone was like
Dude.
legit, the whole building, because nobody expected that,
I
bro.
remember, dude, I was a young kid, so we would look online, like we'd be looking online at the results, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, like their match is going on. And I remember when freaking Taker and Brock had just ended, we look at the results and we're like, I was like, am I seeing this right?
So you didn't see it live?
Nah, no,
Damn,
we didn't have money
man.
for that
Seeing
cable.
it live, well, that was the first WWE Network WrestleMania, right? I think it was the first show on the network. Yeah. Remember, people had problems.
They were,
Yeah,
yeah.
there were like feed problems, but I was there because like it's whatever, and I love New Orleans. But yeah, bro,
I remember
that
thinking like,
that was a
is
big
this
show.
right? Like I was gutted. Like that when wrestling can make you
People,
feel.
bro, people thought it was a mistake until the 21-1
Yeah. Oh
thing.
my
I was like,
God.
this was not a mistake because they had to have made that graphic. So
Oh yeah. I,
yeah, yeah,
I was
it's
freaking
crazy.
gutted when I saw that happen. I was like, man, like, dang. It was like, this is real because I remember history going on. Like my memories of like from Batista onward was like it was just building, getting crazier and crazier. And when that happened, I was just like, man, like it's over with. But as far as my most cathartic Dragon Ball win
What
victories,
was yours? Yeah.
yeah. So I like to be honest with you, it varies. So I like a lot from you remember when Goku, and this is like episode 66 of Dragon Ball. It's weird. I remember when this is when in that song, the Red Ribbon Army song with
Don't
the
even
burning
get me
heart,
started. Don't
yeah,
even get me started,
with
bro.
the burning
The
heart
fucking
defeat the Red Ribbon Army.
the Rocky Four
Mhm.
scene. The Rocky
Dude, that
Four.
song, oh my God. He goes in and just starts whooping ass everywhere, killing all these soldiers. It was crazy. That's
And
one
it's also fun to watch. Like seeing a kid destroy a bunch of vehicles is fun to watch. You know
and
what I'm saying?
adults, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I love Godzilla because there's something cool, even though Godzilla's a villain in a lot of the movies, there's something cool about these fucking monsters destroying a bunch of shit. Like obviously,
Exactly.
if it really happened in the real world, it would not be cool. But in fiction, it's like whatever. It's like I play GTA and save money, kill hookers. I would never do that in real life, but in
Yeah.
GTA, we can do those things and feel okay about it.
And then, like you
Fiction
mentioned
is
earlier,
great.
but like you mentioned earlier, though, the one with Majin Buu, like I love that one a lot. They did the repeat in GT. I also love that one. So it's like they kind of go hand in hand. I love those two.
GT did repeat a lot of the Z ideas, yeah,
Yeah,
for
but
sure.
it's like because I mentioned this in another video. A lot of Dragon Ball is just like one big nostalgia trip. Like after like the latter portion of Z and onward, a lot of it is like meant to be nostalgic. You got the 10th anniversary movie, GT turned Goku
I
into a
see what you
kid.
mean.
Yeah,
By
all
that
this.
point, it was already a big success.
Yeah. But yes,
Yeah.
with that, but like my favorite overall, like honestly, if you talk about one-on-one encounters, it might be Boo. Gohan and Cell is cool. Goku versus Frieza, he gave him
Wait,
power.
which boo? Because there's a lot of different boos.
Oh, final Boo, freaking
Oh, the last fight where Goku and the Genki
yeah,
Dama?
the Genki
Yeah.
Dama, yeah.
Yeah, that was a beautiful moment.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
With
yeah.
Goku and Frieza, I want to put it up there, but like him giving him power, even Mr. Fusion talks about this. Like, why would you give him power? Like more power? It kind of puts a damper on the victory, you know? It's like, bro, really? That's like John Cena. No, that's like Triple H, right? You know how people say he's got the golden shovel. Triple H,
In 2002 to 2004, that's what he was known for. Yeah.
Triple H and The Rock are going at it, right? And Triple H gives Rock a pedigree. And then one, two, kick out. Nope, nope, nope. Let me get him a drink of water. Get back up, bro. What kind of mess is that?
No, bro, the worst one was WrestleMania 19. He after the racist stuff he
And
said,
then
he
the
he
slow ass.
pedigrees, and then it takes him a year to crawl over. And I'm like,
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, but that couldn't have been an accident. And now, I don't know if you've been following this story. There's a lot of people online that are starting to call Triple H a racist now. I don't know. Again, I don't like using that word because it's thrown around too much, but like the Hurt Business and MVP, they're all saying they really aren't being pushed. And now he's in AEW. I'm not going to get into that right now, but I'm just saying like those things that he did in '03 are following him to like now him being in charge.
It's
I don't know if he's a
amazing.
racist. I mean, he did say the N word once with the hard R on
Uh,
Raw. That
yeah.
did happen once. So I don't know, bro. I think he's just a troll.
And if you really go back, I'm gonna try to swing it back into a more of a positive thing. If you really go back to the Nation of Domination stuff, I'm pretty sure it was like implied that DX was the one who spray painted the N-word on their locker. If you know what I'm talking about, like when it was them, the Heart Foundation.
They wrote KFC with the no smoking sign. I
Yeah,
remember that.
yeah.
Trust me, I remember
Oh
that.
yeah,
I remember that vividly, and that made the nation pissed off, and they
yeah.
blamed Vince. And
And that was from the
they kind of
legendary.
they dropped that angle after that too, because
Yeah,
they never followed it up.
it was
Yeah.
ridiculous. That was from the legendary 1997 to 1998 run we were talking about earlier. Y'all missed that
Yes.
conversation, but
Yes, that
awesome.
was before we started recording. Those were
Did I,
good times.
did I mention my top wrestling? No, I did not. Okay, so
Mhm.
my top wrestling cathartic moment as
Sting
far as
beating
my
Hogan for a
lifetime.
lot of my friends. You know,
Yeah. I mean, Batista beating Triple H at WrestleMania 21. That
great
one
story too.
with the build, exactly with the build up. So you know what? I'm going with that one.
That's a
Batista
good
versus
one.
Triple H 05. That was sick. WrestleMania 21, the build up. Randy Orton couldn't get it done. The whole Raw roster couldn't get it done. Batista was the man. And he was in the background the whole time. People were telling him, yo, like at the Elimination Chamber, yo, he just let you, he was on the ground. He could have saved you, but he didn't. And then remember, they were calling him stupid in the locker room. He comes
They
out.
built it up so well, so slowly.
Oh, yeah. This
Then the
is,
Raw where he's got the two contracts, the two clipboards, and he makes
yeah.
them think it's. And then he did the thumbs
Ooh.
down thing.
And
Yeah,
then freaking
that was
Batista
good
bombed
stuff.
him onto the table.
At the table, yeah, that was great stuff, man. And remember, well, maybe you don't know,
Yeah.
but the original plan was supposed to be Randy Orton
Randy.
being Triple H and
Mhm.
coronated, and they dropped it after because Randy didn't get over.
Yeah.
But it was a blessing in disguise because Randy had a great match with The Undertaker. That might have been the best WrestleMania Taker match up until that point.
Yeah. And
Obviously, the Shawn Michaels and
Taker
Batista
actually could have
matches were
lost
better.
that match too. Taker was actually supposed to lose that match, if I remember
I
correctly.
think there was talk that that they
Yeah.
wanted him to lose because it was Randy Orton, but they didn't do it. But I mean, you know, the Batista match that he had at 23 and the Shawn matches were all great, and the Edge match. But that was the first Taker match at Mania. Well, no, I think the Ric Flair one was good too, but
Oh yeah,
that
true.
one was really good.
Arn,
Like
I
that
loved Arn
one was.
Anderson's spine buster on that. Dude, because
Oh
he's
yes,
6'10. Taker's 6'10
yeah.
and he picked like, it was
And
beautiful.
he snuck in the ring out of
It was
nowhere, and the
beautiful.
camera cuts. Yeah, that
Just
was good shit.
boom. And to solidify Batista's status as a main eventer, what did they do? They had rematches and Batista thrashed Triple H
I
two more
love it.
times.
The Hell in a Cell was really good,
Vengeance,
bro. The
yeah.
Vengeance, yeah, that was really
And
good.
he thrashed him two more times, establishing Batista as a main event player. Like now he's their big dog now. And that's how you put over a babyface. Like that's how Gohan got over against Cell essentially, right? He was a small kid, getting like kind of in the background like Batista, but then like you unleash the beast, unleash him on Cell, and that's how you put somebody over, and that's why stuff like that really resonates with me, right? So,
Toriyama, when he was young, man, and you know, he's always been a great world builder, but when he was young, he really was a great storyteller. The
oh,
Cell stock has got problems, don't get me wrong, but it's got so many great moments that they almost make up for the problems, you know,
mhm.
honestly.
Lastly, I wanted to talk about before I get into this, like we're just talking about the Cell arc, right? But
Yeah.
like Mr. Satan, I made a video on this. Like he's literally Hulk Hogan. He's Hulk Hogan, bro.
And he think Hogan and Randy Savage like
Yeah.
combined. Yeah.
Hogan, especially with the way he's voiced in the dub in both dubs, like with that gravelly brother. Yeah,
Rager himself, because
yeah.
I interviewed him for the channel a long time ago, and he said that he was a big fan of the Von Erichs. He grew up in Dallas,
Mhm.
but he loved Randy Savage. That's who he channeled. That's what he said himself.
Ooh, yeah. I love that.
Yeah,
But
I
and I
love
made a
Randy
video on it. I
Savage.
made a video on it. So if y'all want to check that out, go ahead and check it out. I got so much
It'll be
evidence.
up in the cards up here. You can
Yeah, I
tell
got
him
so
that
much evidence to prove that Toriyama and the Toei, the staff at Toei, based Mr. Satan off of Hulk Hogan. He is
without
literally,
question.
yeah. And his daughter,
And not
Vidal.
just that, Hulk Hogan was a massive star in Japan in
Yeah,
the 80s.
yeah.
This man hit Inoki with the fucking axe bomber and became a huge star because he was one of the first guys to take out Inoki, which you know Inoki was like a hero to them over there, bro. He's like their god over there. So he again, like Stan Hansen, he
Hmm.
was a gaijin that they
Yep.
brought in because
Here's the funny part. They both
mm,
got daughters, right? Randy Orton, remember Randy Orton tried to date Brooke Hogan, and Gohan was like,
oh my
Dell.
god, I forgot all about that. I
Some
forgot all about that. Oh six.
Yeah, '06 SummerSlam. I remember one day in like the summer of 2015, my brother let me watch the whole SummerSlam 2006 on his phone. And I remember watching that match and I was just like, yo, if Randy doesn't win, like, come on, like you're gonna lose to this old man. Like, are you kidding me?
And he lost.
And then he
That
lost.
was a very
The,
weird
the
run.
freaking legend killer lost.
And that was a weird show because that also had that weird Mick Foley Ric Flair match based on the
Yeah.
book. That show was weird. That was a very weird show. I liked it though.
Yeah,
Overall, like the whole show was good.
but lastly though, yeah, new feuds start out of the consequences from current feuds, like Frieza returning to Earth or the Red Ribbon Army arc, the Cell arc sprung out of that. New feuds start out in wrestling as well.
And now Daima is sprung off of the Boo arc.
Exactly. You got, and you see this time and time again in Dragon Ball and pro wrestling. Think about how many WrestleManias where some some guy beats one guy and then like it pisses off someone else and then it leads to one. Off the top of my head, you got like Steve Austin and Rock from '01, like the Vincent's, like, I guess that kind of ended a feud, you know? But like,
Well, you're talking about like the passing the torch thing.
yeah, like essentially, yeah, exactly, yeah. That's,
Hogan the Warriors one. You could.
You
That's
got
one. It
what,
didn't work
JBL to
out,
Cena,
but JBL to Cena, Triple H to Batista,
Triple H to Batista.
and Triple H to Cena,
Oh
and Triple H to
yeah.
Benoit.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
Triple H did put some people over.
Yeah, so much for that golden shovel. But yeah,
Yeah, by that time it was not. Yeah,
yeah, he was having kids. He had to let, like, he was triple dad by that point, so he had to kind of cool out, you know what they say about dads. But yeah, that's
right.
the video. Thank you for coming on the channel, Geekdom
Of
101.
course.
I
Yeah, man.
appreciate.
Anytime.
And if you guys didn't know, he doesn't just do Dragon Ball stuff. He has two different channels. You can plug your own stuff right about now.
Do we have time?
Yeah, we got a minute left.
Just check out Geekdom 101 and World of Geekdom.
Oh yeah. And
It's on
if
YouTube.
if you're stuck on your luck and you want to know how to invest, he taught me how, and he could teach you how. So
Well, I did a couple videos on it, but it's really not that complicated. People I think are scared. I get it. It's not that scary. We can talk about that another time because there is some things I have to say about that.
but that's been the video, y'all. Have a good one, and I'll see y'all in the next one. All right, y'all.
All right.
Peace.